Welcome to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast, where we share tips, techniques, and true stories to support you in using the law of attraction and alchemy to create magic and live the life of your dreams. Here's your host, the founder of dailyalchemy.com, Michelle Martin Dobbins.
Hey there, it is Michelle Martin Dobbins from dailyalchemy.com, and today I want to talk to you about an experience that I had many years ago that has come back to my brain recently in answer to a question I had that has been asked and answered. That's why I call this episode Asked and Answered, because I find that the more I do these practices, sometimes I ask a question and it's like the answer already came before the question, if that makes any sense at all. I have a feeling a lot of you have experienced this same kind of thing, but I have a Facebook group and I started it a few years ago, and it's basically to support people in their goals for the year. I like to look at it from a daily alchemy perspective, but I started it because I used to be an affiliate for Leonie Dawson and her yearly workbook, which is still great. Every year it's like different, but it's Shine in 2018 or something. But if you look up Leonie Dawson and you want a yearly workbook to do for business or life goals, hers is my favorite. But I started this, I think in 2016, maybe 2015, but basically as a place from people who had bought the workbook from me. We could kind of support each other on staying on task and creating the things that we wanted to during our year. And I've kind of shifted it and changed it year to year, the name a little bit. And this year, the name went with a little workbook that I made up and a little class. I think it's still available. It's free. It's called Be Magic in 2018. And I'll put a link in the show notes for you for that. If you still want to get it, you can do this at any time of the year, really. It's just a short little 5-step process to go through to create a list of what you want to do this year, your main goals, and kind of a way to support yourself in doing those. And the group is there for you as well. And I'm going to put that in the show notes. But so I usually change the name every year to go along with the new year and kind of the theme that comes to me. Like last year was Live the Width of 2017. This year's Be Magic in 2018. And to be honest, I just really felt like I wasn't serving people very well in this group and I wasn't sure what to do. So I asked, how can I serve people in this group and be more of a benefit for them? Because I do post some questions and different things in the group, but when I was thinking of Be Magic, I really wanted this group to create some magic for the people. Some magic, tons of magic, right? Major magic for the people who are in this group. And so I was meditating on that, and I hadn't really gotten an answer of what to do. And then I went off on my daily routine and started driving in my car and listening to podcasts, as I do. Car and podcasts, those are the things that go together, especially when you're someone like me who loves a good podcast and also drives a lot. Kids and picking up kids, and even though half of my kids homeschool, I'm still driving. I don't know how it happens. Anywho, I was listening to Rune Soup, and that is one of my favorite podcasts currently and for a while. And Gordon White from Rune Soup was interviewing Lynne McTygarrt, and she's been one of my favorite authors too. Her Intention Experiment is a really, really good book if you haven't read it. But he was interviewing her, and she has a new book out, and I haven't read it yet, but I am ordering it. It is on my list to get, and I'm going to recommend it to you, even though I haven't listened to it, because I heard her talking about it, and I feel like it's a very powerful process that she describes in there. And so like, this is me giving you a second-hand, third-hand, whatever hand version of it from listening to her interview on Rune Soup. But basically, the book is called The Power of Eight by Lynne McTygarrt. And she took her intention experiments and put it into a workshop format with groups of 8 people intending on each other's wants and desires. And when I listened to this, it brought a memory to the surface, which for me is the answer to how I can serve my Be Magic group. And that is, I had an experience when, before my youngest 3 children were born, my husband and I were moving, and we wanted to move to West Virginia, where I'm from originally, and we were building a house. And at that time, I was living with my parents and trying to get a job, which was something I hadn't had for a while. And just like, my life was kind of in an upheaval state because things were changing really fast. There was a lot of stress. I was a grown adult living with my husband and my child in my parents' home, trying to get a house built, trying to get a job, trying to make a new life in a new place. Nothing extreme, but I fell and hurt my ankle. And I had a bunch of things coming up that needed to be done and attended to, and my ankle was way not good. And I'm pretty sure it was on a weekend because I didn't go to the doctor, I know, and I was just kind of laid up and like not really able to walk very well at all with this one hugely swollen ankle. So I am a Reiki master, I do energy work, and this has been part of my life, this spiritual practice, these healing things forever. So, I'm going to heal myself. I am. And that's what I told myself. I'm going to heal myself. This is not going to be an issue. It's fine. So I did Reiki. I did visualization, meditation, and my ankle did not get any better. And at first I was quite put out with this. I was like, what? This isn't cool. This isn't good. I need it to be better because I need to do stuff, and I need to go on these job interviews, and I need to take my daughter here, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And I stopped and I said, well, okay, I'm full of bunko because I am staying at my parents' house. And although there was lots of things that did need to be done, I was not in the bad situation that, say, a single mother who had to go to work and had to get kids and was dealing with this situation. There was so pretty much anybody else in the world who was dealing with this situation was worse off than me, right? Because I have built-in support. I have the best support. I have mama support, right? So even if my mom had other things to do, she would definitely step up and help me. And I knew this, but I didn't really want to put her in that situation. But I knew that she would do it, and she would do it gladly. So I stopped and I thought, gosh, I'm so lucky. I'm in this situation, which is, it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously. And I'm in probably the best situation you can be to have this bad situation. So why am I whining so much? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stop right here and go it's going to take however long it takes for my ankle to heal. I'm not going to push it to heal anymore. It's going to be fine. My mom will help me. I talked to her I'm going to need help with this or that. Probably I'm going to have to go to the doctor on Monday, maybe. I don't know. I might just wrap it and whatever. I felt like we had crutches from some other issue. And so it was going to be fine. And I had resigned myself to that. And at the same time, I started thinking even more and more about what about all these other people who are in this same situation? And it really, really is a bad problem for them. I should be doing something for them. So I did. I changed, and all that energy that I had been sending to my leg and my situation and my ankle, I started sending it to everybody else who had a sprained ankle or an injured ankle. And I didn't know them, and I didn't personally know who they were or where they were or what exactly they were going through. But that was the intention that I set, that I will sit here and send Reiki and visualize and healing, loving light thoughts for anybody on this planet who is suffering from an ankle injury, who is really, really put out by it, or even if they're not really, really put out, but everybody. I just wasn't focusing on me anymore, because I was like, I'm okay. I don't need this healing. Other people need this healing much more than I do. And I don't know if that's necessarily a great perspective to take, but that was just the truth of the matter at that point in time. Even though it was inconvenient for me, it wasn't that big of a deal. So I did that for several hours that night. And here's where the magic happens, people. Here's where the magic happens. The next morning I woke up. Ta-da! My ankle was fine. Okay. I had been fussing with it for 2 or 3 days. My ankle was healed. It was cured. And I was so freaking ecstatic. It was like you gave me the secret to the universe. I was like, I know everything now. I know how to heal crap. I know how to do this. I don't know if I affected anybody else. I don't know if anybody else's ankle was healed, but mine was. And I was not trying to heal mine. So that's kind of why Lynne McTygarrt brought that back up, because she said everybody was getting stuff when they were focusing hard on everybody else's intentions. They were all having their intentions come true. But the ones who were if there was somebody who stood out and it wasn't happening for them, she could always call them out and say, you're focused too much on your own. Start thinking about other people's. And bam, that's when theirs would happen for them. And it is the secret sauce, right? But you can't, it's kind of I've written about this before, you can't try to trick the universe. You actually have to let go of worrying about your own intention. Doesn't mean that you don't want it anymore. You just kind of release that striving and that fighting for it, and just let go and let it rest, and really, really, really all in, focus on somebody else's attention, because that's what I did. That's what was magic, right? I didn't do it to make my ankle better. I had decided that my ankle would eventually get better. When I didn't know, and I knew that it would be fine. So I stopped doing that and just sent Reiki and healing thoughts and intentions to other people who had ankles that were hurt. And I do strongly, strongly believe if I did that in order to heal my own ankle, that it would not have worked. I still knew that my ankle was hurt, and, great. It would have been great if it was healed, but I had accepted that, I didn't need to do it today. It would happen. And so listening to that podcast brought this all rushing back to the forefront. And I will tell you that one of the reasons that I probably don't spend a whole lot of time, or haven't in the past, teaching about this on my website and my podcast is probably because of what happens next in my story. I was so enthusiastic, so exuberant. Like I said, I felt like someone handed me the Holy Grail, the Philosopher's Stone. It was, boom, in my lap. I knew something that everybody needed to know. Now, at this time, my daughter was 4, I think, 3 or 4, I guess. And she was my only child. I did not have a blog. I did not have Daily Alchemy. I was, I had went through the Reiki training. I was a Reiki master. I had been attending Unity Church and doing law of attraction type work for a long time. But I was far from where I am now, and far from spending the time trying to teach people who were interested in these topics. I thought that I could make everything better right now for everybody in my family. And I believe this happened it was October, November, and I got so excited, right? I thought I was amazing. I made these books for all of my relatives, writing out this story of what happened and making them a book, this like loving kindness book, like how they could go through this process themselves and how they should track sending out love to everybody, or sending out, healing vibrations and intentions and thoughts to everybody who needed it, right? And okay, can you guess how that went over on Christmas? I got those interesting smiles. Like, I thought I had given them the best gift in the world, and they thought I was a loony toony. And probably a lot of that is because it probably came out of nowhere for them. B, they are not interested in spiritual practices. C, just where was the Applebee's gift certificate? I don't know. Actually, I will have to say that in each of their books, I did buy a restaurant gift certificate and put it in the front. And I think what happened was they took the restaurant gift certificate and recycled the rest. We hope they recycled anyway. But yes, it's in a landfill, or it's now, my new coffee cup. I don't know. But I was just so excited that I shared this epiphany that I had with the wrong audience. And then I was kind of embarrassed. I felt, I'm kind of I don't know that I'm the black sheep of our family, but I'm definitely the spiritual sheep in the family. And that's okay, right? Being the same as everybody else is never any fun. But now I have a group where people have actually signed up and said they want to be magic in 2018. So as of this recording, I have not started this process, but this recording will keep me good and true and honest, because I will tell you that sometimes when I come up with these ideas that I think are going to be really massively supportive to people, sometimes I get that am I just going to be thought of as the crazy loony? But I'm kind of okay with that now. It's still a process, but my plan now is to go to the Be Magic group and to start having us do this work of intending for each other so that we can support each other's goals. And in doing so, we get that magic of sending that energy to other people's goals and intentions. And that, it's like the counterintuitive thing. What you wish for somebody else starts coming back to you. And I don't know, sometimes it reminds me we're all one. And even though it's really hard for us to log on to that idea or feel that from this perception, from the human condition that we're in, and it seems like we're all separate. I've had some meditation experiences where I felt that oneness, and it feels like this type of activity that Lynne McTygarrt was so wonderful in bringing to the forefront and really creating with her intention experiment and with this the power of 8 workshops that she does, because she does it in a very scientific way too. I don't know so much the workshops, but the intention experiments, there definitely were really measuring the output in a scientific, double-blind, experimental, scientific method way, which is really helpful to some people who think that this is all just bunk. But to me, it's how we can really use alchemy to transform the world. And it's just, in some ways, it's so much easier to spend your time and energy intending for somebody else because you don't have the sticky parts around it. It doesn't if somebody else's ankle didn't get healed, it wasn't necessarily going to hurt me and make me feel bad. And in that situation, I don't really know. I did have this really energetic feeling of empathically connecting with some people who were in that situation, but I don't know how real that was. It was all in my head. So I think it will be really fun to do this in the group. So I'm inviting you. If you just want to play with experiments with this in your own life, I've been doing this again for the past probably month or so. And I know some people. There are some people whose intentions I feel like I know pretty well and what they're wanting in this next year. So I have been spending time intending for those people, sending Reiki, sending intentions, meditating on them, getting their goals. And they don't know I'm doing it. But the nice part for me is that I'm doing it for these people. And so I'll be able to see some of their outcomes. But I'm really excited to work in a group and do this with the Be Magic group and have people share their intentions and have us support their intentions in a place where we can see, where people can report back and say that they're getting that. And, you could also, I don't know exactly. I know that Lynne McTygarrt does these workshops and these things, and she has a specific way that she does it and music that they play and things that they go through that I'm not going to copy. But that if you want to work with her stuff, that is awesome too, because this is just me wanting to do this for this group in a very easy, simple way that we can share with each other. But I also highly recommend that you go look at her stuff. And if you have an opportunity to work with her and go to anywhere where she's at or do her workshops, even though I haven't done them, I just feel from the books and things that I've read and heard her talk that they have to be amazing. So I am just really grateful that when I asked that question, the universe answered and played the podcast for me. Okay, I pushed the button, but I really feel like it was synchronicity of sorts that I asked that, and then that played back, and it reminded me so deeply of that experience I had with my ankle that I had really forgotten about, because at the time, the end result was that I was embarrassed by sharing that experience with people who probably weren't interested in it. But also before that, it was just like I felt, as I said, that I had been handed, I knew now how to turn lead into gold right there. And the trick was to bring that gold into other people's lives as well. So all this to say, if you'd like to play with this with me and with a group of other people, you can join that Facebook group. It is free. Yes, it's on Facebook. And, sorry, but it's the easiest place to have a free group. All you have to do is go to the show notes and I'll put a link to the group there. Just click on it, join it, and you're welcome to come in. I'm hoping that by the time this podcast airs, which will probably be a few weeks from here, that I will already have that set up in the group. And my plan is just to start really simple and give us a spreadsheet of people's names and intentions that they're working on, so that we can go in and spend time intending for them, and to do probably a Facebook Live meetup once or maybe twice a week where we can spend time intending, and whether or not it's live, you can always watch it and spend time there and kind of share and report in. So I welcome you to join that if you'd like, and I welcome you to try it any other way in your life, because I feel like it's one of the things that we can do that would just make a huge difference for everybody, right? For our planet, because Lynne McTygarrt has made such great gains, even just like working on peace in a certain city or cleaning up a water system. So for me, that's what gets me really excited about spiritual alchemy and law of attraction principles, is when we can heal our world for all of us with them. So that being said, I would love, love, love to see you join up that Facebook group. Like I said, I will put a link in the show notes. If for some reason the show notes don't work out for you, you can also just go to Facebook. You can search Be Magic in 2018 and the group will probably come up that way. Or you can search Michelle Martin Dobbins, my author page. And the group is linked there, so it will show you that I run that group, and you can click there. It is free. So I am really excited, and I hope that we can be magic for each other in 2018. Namaste and big hugs. Would you like some help creating more magic in your life? I've got a ton of freebies and goodies for you. They're all tucked away inside my magical freebie vault. You can get free access, though. You just have to go to www.dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault. Again, that's dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault. And when you get there, you can just plug in your name and email, and you will get instant access to all kinds of goodies. There are daily and weekly manifesting planners, the How to Shift Your Vibe in 5 Minutes e-kit that has audios and a workbook. There are moon manifesting planners and daily love lists and money trackers and all kinds of goodies right there. I didn't want to make you have to go to a bunch of different pages and sites and wait for certain freebies to come out. So I just took all of my freebies and put them in one place where you could just sign up one time and download any of them that you want at any time that you needed. So you can just head on over to dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault and download them today. Have a magical day.
Thanks for listening to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast. Connect with me on thedailyalchemy.com or Facebook at facebook.com/Michelle Dobbins, author. Join us next time for even more magical life tips.